I'm the boss of a tour agency, right? It's inbound tour lah. Okay, I only want to hire Singaporeans.
Jesse.
Recently, there was this case about a police officer, I think it happened about 2-3 weeks ago, where he took his own life and he said that he faced a lot of discrimination. And he raised the topic about workplace discrimination. What really is happening, what can we stop, what can we avoid, and what are some things we must put a law to. So just yesterday, the government put in place the law. So initially, the TAFEP, which stands for the Tripartite Alliance for Fair and Progressive Employment Practices, they have this guideline. It's a mouthful, They have this guideline. And this guideline basically talks about 5 protected characteristics that people can have. And based on these 5 characteristics, you cannot have discriminatory practices. So later I'll share what are these characteristics. But basically the law that is put in place right now is to make sure that companies adhere to it and there are penalties for not adhering to it. So previously it was just a guideline. Now it's stronger. Okay. So the first one is about race, religion and language. The second one is about age. The third characteristic is disability and mental health. The fourth one, there are 3 here: sex, marital status and pregnancy status. And the last one is nationality. Okay, so I will discuss the first one first. What they have basically done is they have told people which is legal, which is not legal. What practice is legal, what is not. So I'm going to give you an example. If today you run a mosque, okay, you want to hire somebody and let's say a Taoist person comes to you, okay, and she says, I want to be a part of your mosque, I want to help out with this and that. And you tell her, I'm sorry ma'am, we require a Muslim for this role because you need to be teaching others about culture and you must embody this culture also lah. So we cannot hire you, I'm sorry about this. This would be legal in the current framework.
Okay.
That makes sense.
The illegal part is something like this. If let's say now you own a bookstore, you are a Muslim guy, and then out comes the same Taoist lady. And she say, hey, you didn't allow me to go to your mosque. And I want to come to your bookstore and I want to join here as a cashier or something. And you say, sorry, I'm Muslim, I don't hire you. This is illegal. Now I'm going to give you an example for age. One example that is legal, one that is illegal. Tell me which one is legal, which one is not. First example is this. You run a children's program and there is a 50-year-old who comes to you and tells you, I want to join your program as a facilitator. And you tell him, I'm sorry, you are too old. I need someone young and energetic. That's the first scenario. Okay? Second scenario, you run this same program for kids. Now you tell this person, this 50-year-old, he comes to you, you tell him, I've done a test for the kids and you are required to do this test for future kids also. We have asked participants to do this and they have ranged from 15-year-olds to 60-year-olds. What our test has shown is a lot of the older people, 50 and above, they tend not to be able to complete the test. And so they are unable to teach because they cannot comprehend themselves. Because of that, we cannot be hiring people above the age of 50. So I cannot accept you lah. So which one is legal, which one is illegal?
Yeah, the former one is illegal.
For one legal lah.
First one is illegal.
Illegal mah?
Second one
Oh,
is
okay.
legal.
Yeah, legal, okay. Yes, it's quite clear cut lah.
Yeah, basically tell me because you're old, I don't like you. I don't want you because you're handling kids.
But the second one phrase it in a very, very different.
And the main difference is there's a justification lah.
Justified.
So now is the third example. For this, we are going to deal with disabilities and mental health issues. I'm going to give you guys just one. Then you tell me whether it's legal or not. Okay. There is a guy in a wheelchair and one who is able-bodied, able to walk and stuff. The guy in the wheelchair has less experience and you want to hire him as a coder. Okay, so that's one job. The guy who doesn't need to use a wheelchair, he has way more experience. Same job, coder. You hire the guy who is in the wheelchair. Is this legal or illegal?
Wait, what? Okay, again.
Guy in wheelchair, less experience. Guy without wheelchair, more experience. You hire the guy in the wheelchair.
Illegal lah. I will say illegal. Because there's no justification as to why this guy is better than the able-bodied one.
I think also it's illegal because I
Okay.
think it's a discrimination.
Okay.
Mm.
Discrimination against two legs.
Yeah. You can walk. No.
No, I feel that it's actually there shouldn't be a law for that, right? For hiring like handicaps instead of
There shouldn't be a law, but
there is.
the law says that this is legal. And the reason for that is there are certain privileges companies can get, like grants and stuff, for hiring people with disabilities. And because he's doing that, it's legal. I want to bring up the next protected characteristic, which is these three lah: sex, marital status, and pregnancy status. Maybe we use just the pregnancy status one. Okay, I want to see whether you guys understand this fully. So give me an example of something that is illegal and something that is legal. Maybe illegal first.
Let me try. Okay, I run an accounting firm. Then this person came to me for interview lah. This lady pregnant, second trimester. Okay, then I say, sorry, I'm not able to hire you because when ladies go towards the third trimester, a lot of times they need more attention or time towards their body lah. Yeah, so for that reason, I will not hire you.
Okay. Yeah, that would be illegal.
Correct, right?
Yeah. That would be illegal. Because you cannot discriminate against someone if, let's say, her role doesn't require her to be not.
So
That's
accounting,
illegal.
That's illegal.
accounting firm that's bound.
Oh, yeah.
You just need your brain and your
So maybe
skills
you
one.
give me something that's legal.
Okay, I give one legal one. Okay, imagine right, I also the boss of a hacking company.
Hacking
So one of the ladies, a pregnant lady came to me lah, say she wanted a job. She only 3 months lah. I told her that this job right requires a lot of heavy lifting. So if you were to take up this job right, you will have to hack a lot, and it will put your baby to danger lah. So I would think that it's not suitable for you
Yes.
for this job.
That would be legal.
Yeah lah, why would you be pregnant when you go and go?
I want to vent out the frustration lah.
Husband,
Husband, go to work and whack.
Here we go.
Okay, so the next point is about nationality, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring out an example lah. Then you guys tell me whether is it legal or illegal. Okay. Okay. So my example is I'm the boss of a tour agency. Right, it's inbound tour lah. Okay, I only want to hire Singaporeans because Singaporeans right will stay in the company long term. Firstly, secondly is they know more about Singapore. They have the knowledge about Singapore, and third they also have certain connections. They know people here lah. Yeah, so I only specifically want to hire a Singaporean.
Okay.
Wow.
I would say it's illegal.
I would say it's legal.
It actually is legal.
Legal.
But the
Because,
thing is, non-Singaporean, they can also build the skill set what?
yeah, but then you will have to prove lah. Because there is reason why this role requires a Singaporean. So when you can justify that reason, it becomes legal.
Because you are a tour guide agency also.
And inbound.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
So okay, now you guys have seen all the different characteristics and the legal aspect and the illegal practices, right? What are your thoughts about this?
Okay, honestly, right, when I first read the news, right, I feel that all these examples are like extreme examples, And also, right, if let's say I'm the employer, right, I will tell the candidate, right, that I will not hire you because you are pregnant or because you are not Singaporean or what. Right?
You know, that's my first thought. Like, you wouldn't be saying this, right? That's the reason.
I will not call you back.
I agree. I feel that people will not go to that extreme, People will try to be very subtle and, be tactful about these things.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, right, they will still have that kind of, discrimination against, certain things.
They'll be more subtle about it, lah.
Yeah, correct.
See, maybe it's true, Like, they might not be outrightly discriminatory.
They just package it
They just package it
Maybe
differently, but they hold that same feelings.
Actually, talking about repackage, right? Okay, because you all know I'm from the Air Force. In the Air Force, the whole camp, if I'm not wrong, I only know max 3 person of a certain race. If the nation is doing it at a ministry level, They are most probably going by the books. They are practicing what they preach, no discrimination, whatever. But they are doing it, right, then companies now, right, follow what they do, play along the lines, and then they meander their way out of this legislation, okay, by justifying it in a certain way.
Actually, there's an interesting thought.
Learn the rules like a pro, so you can break them like an artist.
Just like you talk about Uvaraja case, right? He actually wrote something that he feels that he's strongly discriminated against. So in his post, right, he wrote a lot of things that he feels very unfair lah. But the SPF, right, they actually found nothing that is of discrimination. So, sometimes in this kind of situation, right, a lot of people, they feel that, I am being discriminated. But then, what can we do then in this case?
If let's say one side shows there isn't evidence for it.
So the thing, right, I have read the SPF statement. The SPF released a statement about his case, right? They mentioned that in 2022, right, he works less than 30 days. In 2023, right, he works less than 25 days. Right, he take a lot of leave, a lot of unpaid leave. In 9 years, he changed department 6 times.
Cool.
Yeah, then he also pauto his colleagues and all, right.
You work for SPF or what?
Maybe because he feel like racial discrimination, right? Maybe the colleagues that doesn't like him, right? Is it because of his race or is it because of his attitude? You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think that's a very valid point. Because when I read it, I was also like, hey, what the hell? This guy took his life because of racial discrimination. Something has to be done about it.
Somebody bullied him into this.
Yeah, that time there was this case about the SCDF one. He went into the well and then...
The right of way.
That was a huge issue, right? I believe this should be as big of an issue. Because if he was pushed to the brink of his demise, because of this kind of bullying and racial discrimination, something is very wrong. We must put the people who did it to task. But when I read the SPF one, like what you mentioned, SPF, okay, some of the things, they're still under investigation, but most of it, they can come up with a conclusive statement saying, these are the things that happen, the facts of the matter lah. You can have your stance on things, but the facts of the matter will not change, right? Like what you mentioned. So after that, you get the sense of, he was not who he portrayed to be. Then this is where the typical situation comes in. Because the problem is, if let's say the law says SPF, you're at fault, you discriminated against this boy, a lot of shit's gonna happen. But if the law sides with them and say, okay, your findings are conclusive, we have seen no reason to believe that discrimination happened,
then you just invalidate his entire feeling.
Exactly.
It's a tricky...
So both situations are lose-lose. No? Alright guys, you have heard the discussion. Let us know what are your thoughts. Do you think this new law will make people less discriminatory and more aware of the situation? Or do you think they will still maintain this discrimination but just be more subtle about it? Let us know in the comments and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.